guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Christy. I'm homeschool mom to 3 kids. Today's video is going to be a really fun video in where I am going to be showing you how I expand upon our language arts book selections to create history unit studies. I don't think that I have mentioned this on here yet, but if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that we have recently began using Lightning Literature again. So we are using grade 5 Lightning Literature, and we began it a couple weeks ago, and we're really enjoying it. It's like one of our favorite curriculums. We love learning language arts and grammar and writing and all of that through literature. However, something that I was noticing with the grade 5 book selection is that a lot of them are historical fiction books. So the first book that we've been reading with Lightning Literature is The Mighty Miss Malone. And it is a story in the Great Depression. It follows a family and this little girl named Deza. And it kind of talks about the hardships that they face during the Great Depression and some decisions that they have to make, things that they have to kind of sacrifice to get by. And it's an amazing story. We are really enjoying it. And as we were kind of reading it, I just kind of realized that we could totally make this into a unit study about the Great Depression. And then it kind of occurred to me that I could do that with a lot of the books that we were reading this year. So I went through all of the books and kind of the time period that they take place, and I'm going to build unit studies with it. So today I'm going to be sharing with you how I plan our Great Depression unit study. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'm going to show you now. So the first thing that I love to do is go through all of my resources I already have and pull things that correspond with the topic of study. So for this, I pulled Heart and Soul, I pulled Our Star-Spangled Story, and then also using Lightning Literature and some books from the library. So what's really great about Lightning Literature is on every single day 5, there's an optional extend the lesson activity, and it gives you some ideas to dive in deeper to the Great Depression, and I really love that. This is The Mighty Miss Malone, and it's the novel we are currently reading. It's a beautiful story full of trials and tribulation, and we love it. Next, I pulled Our Star-Spangled Story from Knotgrass, and I looked up the Great Depression chapter in this curriculum and used it as kind of a reference. The next book I pulled for references is Heart and Soul, and this is a beautiful story. I love pulling different history pieces from this, and there is a chapter on hard times in World War II, and it talks about the Great Depression. The artwork in this book is so beautiful, and I definitely recommend you picking this up because we use it all the time. Next, I really like to pick up some picture books if we don't have any. This one is Home in the Woods, we grabbed from the library, and it's based on a true story about a family living in the Great Depression, and they up and leave their home for building a new one in the woods. And they have to be very resourceful in the way that they save their resources and they live off the land, and it's a really beautiful story. Lacey really enjoyed this one. She already has read through it a few times. This next one we haven't read yet, but it's called Saving Strawberry Farm, and it's about a farm and a little girl in the Great Depression, and she has a penny that she can spend on anything that she chooses, which she could really buy many things, candy, little goods and treats, but she decides to try to save Strawberry Farm with her penny. And like I said, we haven't read this one yet, but it looks like a really sweet story. The next book I grabbed from the library is this book called Children of the Great Depression, and this is completely nonfiction book in here. It's got photographs of kids during the Great Depression, explains the hard times and the cause of the Great Depression and how families kind of survived and persevered through it. And I always loved looking at historical photos because I just find them very moving. And so yeah, I plan on using this as well for our studies. Once I've pulled all of my books, I will take a unit study planning sheet and I will fill it out. So I will write down all of the titles of the books that we're using in any unit study curriculums or printouts that I find on Etsy or Teachers Pay Teachers, whatever I decide. And I will fill out any project ideas, craft ideas. And then I will scour the web and find different documentaries and informational videos that we can watch to further dive into the topic. So I found some really awesome Teachers Pay Teachers resources about the Great Depression. This one here is a lap book, which I think is super fun for history projects. It's kind of like a hands-on research project in which you fill out the information after you research and you cut all these little flaps out, and it makes an interactive little folder, and it's really fun. I'm excited to do this with Lacey. I will link all the Teachers Pay Teachers resources I found in the description box for you. Found was this study on Dorothea Lange, who was a photographer in the Great Depression, and she took photos of regular people all across America during this time period. Her pictures are very moving, and I love being able to study an artist during this time period as well. And this study goes through a bunch of her famous photographs and has your child kind of write what they see, how they feel about it, and just kind of observe the photographs. Historical photos are so moving, and I really think it helps make history come alive. So there you have it. It's a very natural and organic way to study history, I feel like, because we're reading about it anyway, so we might as well expand upon it and learn some more and kind of dive in deeper. I love doing that with a lot of different things. It's a very simple way to create a unit study and learn history at the same time, and it's fun. And I also think that it helps the book kind of connect to us more and resonate more with us because we are really studying the time period that this story takes place. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this way of doing history, and if you have any questions about this, go ahead and leave them down below for me and I will get back to you. We have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in another video very soon.